This short movement for solo cello gives the impression of a single fixed harmony animated in diverse ways and made to shimmer with colors. It has a somewhat ghostly quality, the ethereal high register, the tremolos, the sul ponticello playing, the string harmonics. It is to be played calmo con tristezza, that is, calmly and with sadness, and sounds in many ways like the lament of someone almost prostrate with grief, expressed through long descending lines, featuring the descending semitone, that traditional musical sorrowful sigh. The movement as a whole uses only 7 different notes. The 6 notes of hexatonic 1-2, D, F, F sharp, A, B flat, C sharp, plus the note G, heard only fleetingly in 2 places in measures 7 and 13. The music strongly emphasizes D as a generative bass tone, establishing it as the scale degree 1 for that hexatonic scale. The notes tend to occur in a particular order, and one might imagine that a 7-note series is operating in the piece, often unfolding over a drone on D. The series mostly follows the descending scalar order, starting on B flat and tacking the anomalous G onto the end. Here's the 7-note series. The recurring segments of the series act as motives in the piece. B flat A F sharp is particularly prominent, as is D C sharp. Those descending semitones, especially the B flat A, are traditional musical emblems of grief. In the final descent at the end of the piece, for example, we hear B flat A in 3 different registers as the music moves toward its sad conclusion. Just as the repertoire of pitch classes is severely restricted, with only 7 different pitch classes in use, the inventory of pitches is similarly narrow, with only 16 different pitches heard in the piece. 2 of the pitch classes, the hexatonic F and the non-hexatonic G, are heard in only 1 register, as F4 and G4. The rest are heard in 2 or 3 different registers. For the most part, the pitches are arranged in scalar or near scalar order, with repetitions of the familiar hexatonic alternation of intervals 1 and 3. But the low D is separated from its nearest registral neighbor by a full 7 semitones, and this resonant perfect fifth adds to the sense of D as a root and generator of the harmonies heard above it. Here are all of the pitches in the piece, arranged from lowest to highest. The hexatonic collection is rich in triadic subsets. Hexatonic 1-2 contains major and minor triads on D, F sharp, and B flat. Here's a hexatonic scale starting on D. And here are the triads that can be found in it: D minor and D major, F sharp minor and F sharp major, B flat minor and B flat major. Although none of these triads is ever heard in its entirety directly in the music, they nonetheless haunt the music. That is particularly true of D major and D minor. Because of the persistence of D in the lower registers, and because of its support by the A immediately above it without any intervening pitches, it takes on a centric role, and it draws F, F sharp, and A into its orbit. The same is true to a lesser extent of F sharp and B flat. There are hints throughout the movement of major or minor triads on F sharp and B flat. Take the final 2 measures as an example. Does the piece end in D, either major or minor, but with B flat substituting for A? Or does it end in B flat major in first inversion, with the A acting as a leading note to the B flat? The tonal ambiguity of the ending is of a piece with the shimmering, evocative musical surface of the entire piece.